Hey, Karina here, your lucid living coach. Dude, there was just like 10 crows that just flew by my window. That's awesome. Anyways, oh, okay, I could see myself. Am I okay? Oh no, I'm not okay. Okay. No, I think I'm okay. Anyways, no, I'm a freaking mess. But I just arrived back. Um and I'm home and I wanted to get a little video out because the new moon in Aries is tomorrow morning. So there's a brand new start happening. The new moon is around 2 a.m. So I am hosting a private Facebook group to anyone who wants to join for paint and sip for the new moon in Aries. And I'm going to do like a night sky with Aries, the constellation, with like beautiful like trees, like very easy painting of trees. And then anyone could add in whatever that they want or whatever that they are feeling. So I just wanted to put that out. Let's invite anyone. I don't know if anyone's on yet. Um, Hello. It is Monday, March 23rd. And we have the new moon in Aries happening tomorrow morning. This is the brand new beginning and the brand new start, initiating and highlighting a lot of things that are going to help launch and push us forward. So with that being said, I'll go ahead and get started because I don't have a lot of time. So I have my little astrology map right here. Let's see if you guys could see it. Oh. No, you can't. But I can, and that's all that matters. So we have the new moon in Aries at 4 degrees. 4 is a very stable number and degree point. It is in the decan of the Mars, which is the ruling planet of Aries. It is a cardinal energy. It's drive, it's passion, it's power. And this is a very powerful transit that's happening. Chiron and Black Moon Lilith are conjunct this new moon. And I've been speaking about Chiron, the wounded healer, and Black Moon Lilith, which is the dark feminine. It is our shadow and aspects of ourself. These are fears, okay? And with the sun and the moon conjunct this new moon, it's bringing up our relationship that we have with our father figures and our mother figures, as well as our masculine and feminine energies within ourselves. So this Chiron Black Moon Lilith conjunction, it represents wherever that is in your chart. So look at where Aries is in your natal birth chart, and this is the house that a lot of maybe fears have been coming up around that. Okay, so with that being said, this whole energy in this section of the sky is squaring the nodes, okay? And the nodes are destiny points. So this new moon is asking us to move away and let go of unhealthy and default patterns that we have repeated through our lives over and over and over again. This is our relationship with our ego. It is the relationship also that we have learned through our parents or our father figures or our mother figures. Any of these aspects, you know, whether there was abuse or neglect, or maybe your father made you feel not good enough or stupid or dumb, or there was some abandonment. all these things are coming up, and it's going to heal. And hopefully, you are open to being shown these things that might be holding you back to stepping into your power. Now, the North Node, this is learning healthy personal developments and growth. This is what we are experiencing right now. So, with the Chiron is the wounded heals. It's the wounded healer. I'm sorry. So these are things that are sensitive aspects for ourselves. Okay. So I wanted to point out that square as well to this new moon. All my hummingbirds are out there like beep, 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 beep. They love when I come home and they're like, okay, she's home. We can finish off the nectar because she's just going to fill it up. They're spoiled. Okay. So now, there is a huge conjunction happening in Capricorn. So look at Capricorn in your natal birth chart. We have Pallas, Athena, Jupiter, Pluto, and Mars. We have a stellium in Capricorn. Capricorn is also a cardinal energy. Okay. This is showing so Jupiter is the expansion planet. It's one of the luckiest planets, right? It's an envisioning what is possible. And for us in this area of our chart, it's showing us what is possible and how are we going to eliminate these deep emotional attachments that we have to our own ego, our past relationships, and anything that is getting in our way of charging forward. And because Mars is there, it's about pursuing our self-preservation, self-determined action. So these are removing the barriers. We're being able to see what exactly is holding us back. Now, the question is, are you going to allow those things to continue to hold you back? And when this isolation, this time to go inward that we've had, that we have been allowed to take for unforeseen circumstances as well as unfortunate circumstances, are you going to go back to how you lived your life before this has happened? Most likely not. I can't really think of a lot of us that will go back to our life that we had before and not reconsider or rethink if this is aligned with our purpose. If we had all of our freedoms taken away, or we have got sick, deadly ill, and died, would we die happy? Would we die fulfilled? Are we on our life's purpose? Are we being divinely guided? These are all the questions that might come up. But there is, because it's a new moon in Aries, this is it's a rebirth in this area of your chart. So some of us have not fully, let's say, depending on where this is, some of us have not fully had trust in ourselves or our higher self or our intuition or what we were feeling. And this has shown us that we should be trusting in ourself and our intuitions and the information that we're getting from somewhere outside of the 3D or the physical reality. There are some people that have fears and are having a rebirth to their creative self, their creative endeavors, and their sense of feeling that they are worthy of having a certain partnership or a relationship, or allowing themselves to be creative and to be a child, like their inner child, letting their inner child shine and out, and embracing these amazing talents that you have. Everyone will be experiencing this new moon in a different area or aspect of their life. Now, what else is going on here? The 4 degrees have come up a lot, but that's pretty much what I'm seeing. So it's growing self-awareness and confidence through asserting yourself in the world and being able to let go of the fears and anything that is holding you back, any kind of relationship from the past that also is holding on to you. It could be PTSD from past relationships, and you're super scared of opening yourself back up. But there are these divine partners that are here to love and not hurt you. So being able to listen to that inner voice or that intuition that is saying that this is good for you, and opening yourself up to a good life or a good relationship. Aries is the first sign of the zodiac. So this is initiating a brand new year, decade, and age and era. So in esoteric astrology, the lower aspects is ruled by Mars, and the higher aspects the ruler is Mercury, which is Hermes, and it's thought-driven force. So it's being able to really intellectualize and see past the things that are being muddled, or the things that are getting in our way. Mercury will be traversing a new area of the sky coming up. Let me see. Got my little chart here. I believe on Friday. And we're still in Pisces as far as Mercury goes. So all those Geminis out there, you're still in this Pisces energy. And all of us, for that matter. So futuristic, okay, this is Aries in esoteric. Strong, initiate new on God's behalf to the betterment of humanity. I, the soul itself, blind charging forward. Okay, so it's getting that power and that strength to drive things forward, while all these conjunctions are happening in Capricorn, which, let's see here. Capricorn, which is cardinal, and it's Earth, and it's ruled by Saturn. Okay, so Saturn is in Aquarius right now, and it's at 0 degrees. So this is a brand new cycle for Saturn itself. So what are you going to do? How are you going to change your world through this innovative ideas and and inducing social change. So how are you going to do things differently once things return to you can go to work now, you can go out now? These are just some the things that we're thinking about. And I'd like to bring up the date of the last time that we had a new moon. The full moon in Aries. So this is the new moon in Aries that's happening tomorrow. The full moon in Aries was October 13th last year. Where were you? What were you doing? This is completing the cycle from October 13th, and it's opening up a brand new cycle. So that's something to think about as well. So that was a full moon, there was a completion, and now this is a new beginning. Okay, well, I would like to pull some cards for this new moon in Aries. The sun is going to conjunct Chiron on the 25th at 5 degrees. So that is creating a lot of change with our self-awareness and our relationship that we have with our ego. A lot of healing, a lot of realization, a lot of growth. Okay. All right, I'm going to do Alice in Wonderland card first for the new moon in Aries. It's Maggie. She's so cute. For the collective. Okay, I'm just going to pick one. Forget who you are. 41, which is a 5, which is also, it's change. It's your child and your childlike visions. It's romance, children, and stuff like that. Conditioning falls away. Memory no longer defines you. Damn. That's a pretty powerful card. I've never picked this one before, but it seems appropriate, but we'll see. I've never really picked this, so don't really know if it's good or not, this, but it sounds good. What do you call yourself? The fawn said at last. Such a soft, sweet voice it had. I wish I knew, thought poor Alice. She answered rather sadly, nothing just now. Think again, it said. That won't do, Alice thought, but nothing came of it. Please, would you tell me what you call yourself? She said timidly. I think that might help a little. I'll tell you, if you'll come a little further on, the fawn said. I can't remember here. So they walked on together through the wood, Alice with her arm clasped lovingly around the soft neck of the fawn, till they came out into another open field. You are amongst a new experience, one in which you have no idea of who you are anymore. Paradoxically, this apparent loss of self is a beautiful gift. A loss of memory of the self, the absence of the conditioning that defines us, means we can approach new people and situations with the innocence and freshness. This is an opportunity to connect from the heart. So it is with Alice when she enters the looking glass forest with magical powers. All who enter forget who they are. Thus, not knowing he ought to be frightened of a human, a fawn approaches Alice. She responds with an incredible fondness for the fawn, and they connect in simple affection, connection, and friendship. When we forget what we have been taught to fear or hate, it brings the opportunity for a whole series of beautiful relationships to blossom. This is the situation you find yourself in now. Forget what you were told. Forget what you tell yourself you are. Forget what others have said you ought to be. Forget the enmity, the avoidance, the fear we live with far too often. Forget who you have been taught to be. Instead, reawaken the innocence of the soul. Unknown thyself, accept the mystery of you within that open space, within that forest where we are all returned to our ancient, most natural self. We can all be one again. Whoa. The deviation for this card is you are discovering what can happen when you rely less on conditioning, memory, and civilization, and more on heart, receptivity, and nature. New friendships, connections, gentleness, and joy will be yours. Whoa, isn't that an appropriate card for this this moment in time that we're going through as a collective? Yeah, because I think because a lot of us have had some time to go inward and not have to worry about hustle bustle and working and being out and about, and just being in our home, I think there's an aspect of ourself that has been reawakened or has been forgotten. So some of us have forgot who we really were because so many of us identify ourselves with what we do for a living or what we're involved in. So I'm going to pull an animal card for this new moon in Aries. Man, these cards are, they're pretty amazing when they're on point like that. One flipped over. What was it? Ooh, the earthworm, which there is a lot of earth. There's that stellium of planets in Capricorn. So it's probably asking us to ground during this time and not be in the 12th house of delusion and isolation, thoughts of like feeling like trapped or like not seeing things clearly. That's all about not being grounded. But this card is asking us to be grounded like the earthworm. So let's see what the card says. Shy, hesitant, reluctant to share inner vision. We have all felt the woes of the earthworm at some point along the way. The earthworm indicates a newbie or novice working to establish confidence in a new field. Others around you may seem wise and experienced, but it is important to remember they once felt earthworm energy too. This card is a reminder not to be timid or lose hope. Mastery takes time, and you're on the right track. Besides, rumor has it, a beginner's mind offers the most valuable insight. When in balance, earnest, intelligent, and valuable. When out of balance, self-conscious and apprehensive. And how to bring this into balance is speak up and risk embarrassment. So if you are thinking about getting into a new field, or maybe you were laid off, or maybe you're not returning back to your job and you want to try something new that you've never tried before, that card is saying, go for it. And don't think about, oh, I don't have experience or I know nothing. And that's all your ego, because we all have had to be a beginner at something. And once we're a beginner, then there's a new beginning and we can learn and expand our mind into something new. So keeping that in mind, that is good to stretch yourself. And your ego is the one that wants you to be the best at whatever that you do. Maybe you had a lot of experience in your past job and that's something that you have to let go of because you're entering something maybe brand new. And so that card is just saying to speak up and ask questions. If you feel a little lost, or maybe you're learning a new trade, it's okay to speak up and say, I don't understand, or can you please explain? The best students are the ones that ask questions. I was always that one in college to raise my hand and ask questions. And I usually had people after class come up to me and say, hey, I really appreciate you asking that. I was wondering that for that myself. There's some personalities and some people that are shy and they don't want to ask questions even though they have them. And that's okay. We all have our strengths. So also, yeah, that was a really good card. All right, I'm going to pick one from the tarot. Well, there's 3 cards here. Ooh, it's a Sagittarius card. Temperance. Healing, balance, mend relationships. So that's a good one. This is being grounded. Miss Miyagi, get down. Oh, God, Miss Miyagi is like messing with that crow feather that I got a long time ago, and she hasn't touched it in a long time, but she's already touched it twice. I found her messing with it. Do I need to put some eucalyptus oil on it again? Okay, and then we have the 4 of Cups. Okay. Hey, stop that. And then we have the 5 of Cups. So what are these saying? Well, these are very similar in the fact that they're cups, and cups represent our emotions. And both of them are focused on the cups that, like this guy, he's focused on the cups that spilled. So the things that didn't work out for him. Maybe he put so much into a relationship, maybe so much into a job, and he lost it. But then there's these 2 cups. And these 2 cups right behind him that he doesn't see. That's an opportunity. Okay. This is unstable because it's a 5. This is a guy that has experienced a lot of change. Okay. This guy, he has 3 cups that he's looking at, that he's upset that they didn't work out. But he has this 1 cup that he doesn't see. He's looking down. So these 2 are very, they're very much alike. This one is maybe he's not seeing the cups that he has created, because these cups aren't spilled. They're not completely over. He still has an opportunity to make those cups work. Okay. This guy looks like he kind of took those other cups for granted and they've fallen apart. And now he's focused on those. So it's about focusing on what is working and seeing what is still available to grasp. It's also looking at opportunities that you might not see. So really like focusing off the things that aren't working and focusing on the things that are there and grabbing the opportunities. So that's a good card. And all right. And one last thing. So the temperance is balance. So you see the 2 cups, those are emotions, balancing, having a healthy balance of these 2 and finding the middle ground. Do you see 1 foot is on earth and 1 foot's in the water? This is having your masculine, you're grounded in the 3D, but you're also seeing your feminine side and understanding that your emotions are important as well. Okay, so any kind of like heartfelt stuff needs to be balanced with what is possible. And bringing together the opposites. So bringing together the masculine and feminine energies. Sagittarius lies between Scorpio and Capricorn. So that is the Capricorn and Scorpio energy. It's after the death. Sagittarius is the rebirth. And then that rebirth, what are you going to do with it? So that kind of goes along with everything that I was talking about, because after the rebirth, Capricorn wants to, literally anything new, a new beginning. If something sheds its skin, it's like new beginnings and it's new skin. So this is saying, after this major death and this transformation that we're going through as a collective, what is available to you? Is it, schooling? Do you want to go back to school? Do you want to take classes for a certain trade? Is it travel? What is it that you want? And then Capricorn is giving you the energy and the diligence and hard work to make that happen. And so this is balancing, what are you trying to make happen? And is it in cooperation with both your masculine head and your feminine heart? This is also focusing on our health and healing and recovering from any kind of sickness or health that we've been going through. Combining forces, gathering together what is needed, joining with others, whether it be virtually, to talk about building this new thing that we're inspiring to do. So those are beautiful cards. And I just want to say thank you for joining. For anyone who's joined, I haven't seen any comments in the thing, and I'm okay with that, but I just wanted to get out this video, and I wish you guys a beautiful new moon in Aries, and I hope you do join me tomorrow for a free paint and sip, and it's going to be fun, and it's a place to gather and just have a good time. All right, guys. Peace out. Your Lucid Living Coach, Karina. Oh, it is.